Hello Porkies, this is day 61 of me playing chess every day until I reach the rapid train of 2500. So here we go. So we have the game, we have the white pieces, we are playing against a pretty strong opponent, so let's open the game with pawn to e4. And we get the Sicilian defense, so now pawn to c3, the Alapin Sicilian trying to play pawn to d4. Pawn d5 is actually the main line, now takes, queen takes, and d4 has to be played pretty much. And now takes is not the most popular move. You play knight f6 or knight c6 here, but he takes actually. Wow, but this just allows me yes to get some kind of nice knight c3 variation here. Knight c6, knight f3, bishop g4 is here the main line. Then bishop e2, knight c3, bishop d2 castles. It is pretty standard for white and for black. Knight c6 played indeed. And now if I play knight c3, well there is queen takes on d4, which is quite bad. So knight f3 defending the pawn. Firstly, bishop g4 and bishop e2 is the main line. You could potentially play e5 there, but okay, you play bishop g4 firstly. So now bishop e2. If you take here, I take back. If you take with your queen, I take your knight with check and then pick up your queen for free. Knight c3, bishop b4 is the main line here. Castles and bishop takes on c3 is the resulting position. I think bishop d2 is not that good because after bishop takes, I will just castle, and now I'm attacking the queen because I was pinned before. So now bishop takes is probably the only move. You could play something like queen a5 or queen d8 or queen h5 even. But you usually take the knight, and we get a hanging pawn structure here. This is known as the hanging pawns, but you play queen d7 actually. You play queen d7. Queen d7, maybe knight e5 in some moment will be nice. Although I think the best way is just to keep developing with bishop e3. Then maybe a3 and takes. Let me think for a second. Bishop e3, also h3. But now you are trying to capture my knight. Yeah, so bishop e3 defending the pawn is kinda the best here. Knight c6 here going to d5 is okay as well in this moment. You could take and then play knight c6 and knight d5. But my next move is probably h3, rook c1 perhaps. And then I will try to generate an attack on this diagonal perhaps. I have an IQP here, isolated queen pawn, that means that it cannot move forward, and there is no pawn to defend this d4 pawn on the adjacent file. Yes, that's the formal definition. I could potentially push here before queen d7 push, but that is probably here. But okay, knight f6 now played. I don't know why I was always saying knight c6 earlier. It is knight f6. Here there is bishop takes e2. So let me think. h3, bishop takes, knight d5. I just take h3. Let's play it. Firstly, bishop h5 is probably the move my opponent will choose to play. Bishop takes on f3 is a possibility, but I don't know why would you do that. So yes, bishop h5. And now probably rook c1. But then there is takes, and here. Then the c3 pawn is defended, so I could play bishop g5. a3 also a move, but then this just allows him to do that. Rook e1. I mean rook c1, yeah? Let me think. Rook c1. Knight d5. I mean, why not something like that? Just rook c1 and we'll see what will happen. Also, just castle short for black is a interesting move. Yes, castle short, and then he will decide what to do. But at this moment, queen c2 doesn't quite work. Queen b3 works. Maybe queen b3 here, yes. Takes, I take with the pawn. Here. c4 takes. Is a nice position actually. With the open f line. But I don't like queen b3 actually. It just looks kind of weird, yeah. Queen b3. Queen a4 also a move. Queen a4. And bishop b5. And rook d1 then. My knight is weak here. But what if this happens? I mean, well, I just play king h2 and I double up on the g file, which is quite fine. So queen a4. Knight here, I just take. Also takes. Probably just takes here, and I play bishop b5, takes. I take with the f pawn and then I defend my knight. And then probably just d5 at some moment, c4, d5. We will see. Queen a4, kinda active move. Threatening and pressuring some things here with my queen here, excuse me. This is just an idea. I mean, maybe. Also, a6 is a possibility here. Maybe then knight e5. You take on c3, which is quite weird actually. Rook takes just walks into this, so no, just pawn takes. Here will be played anyway, probably. But then just c4 takes and f takes. I'm opening up the b line, the b file actually. Knight e5, maybe bishop b5. Bishop takes f3, g takes f3. You play a6. Trying to play b5 also, yeah. c4, you just take here. And then take here, probably no, but that doesn't work what it does because this is check. b5, how to stop b5? Should I stop b5 is another question. Maybe my queen is not doing as much on a4 as I thought it is. But okay. Rook d1, b5, queen c2. Rook d1 is a solid move. If here, bishop g5. So let's just play rook d1 here. b5, queen c2, nothing special. Also, my opponent is playing quite quickly here. So maybe I will need to speed up on the clock as well. But I think I like my position. I mean, with these open lines, maybe pushing my pawns. Bishop takes on f3. Wow, why would you do? Why would you do that? Excuse me. Bishop takes. What there? You play here, but why would bishop takes? Yeah, it's the best move. I'm missing something. This is pinned, so that's not the move. b5. I mean, this just walks into a whole lot of pins, but I just stick with my bishop and wait. I have the two bishops pair advantage. This looks like pretty winning. Okay, that's a move I missed, but it doesn't quite matter. Let me just show you. Also b7 is hanging. But yes. Oh, I get it. After takes, you will take here and then take here. Okay. But I have the two bishops here on the long diagonals. Also, one of my bishops will probably be eliminated with this check, intermezzo check. Can I preserve 2 bishops? Probably I can't. Probably I have to take here. But also that's just fine for me. Maybe I push. If I would have queen d1 to protect the bishop. Takes also doesn't look that bad. Having 2 bishops for the queen, but okay, that's very bad. 2 bishops are powerful, but not that much. Queen takes, yeah, is the only move. Knight takes f3. G takes f3 and knight takes here. So how to react to this move? I would say e5 is pretty good here. But also I need to activate my pawns, I think. If I can play c5, that would be pretty good. So just c4, e5. If e5, I could push d5 and then probably I'm better. So just c4, c5, then this pawn is very weak here, so just here. a4, a5. My bishop is not as good. I have some weaknesses here. Rook c8, okay, but c5 happens. b6. Takes here. Oh, c5, b6, I just push, yeah. And then, now I'm just threatening rook b1. Kind of winning the pawn, actually. Because here, how do you defend? If you play rook c7, I play here. If you play rook c8, I play here, and I win the pawn. Excuse me, my laptop is slightly lagging, but doesn't matter. Okay, you play knight f6. I still go here. And here, probably. Rook b1, knight d5, I just take on e3, I take with f-pawn. The knight cannot really move from here, so you play there, I go here and here. Actually, why? Just rook b6 here. Oh, this allows here, so maybe rook b3 here and here. Your knight is good on d5, but what then? Rook b3. Here I just go here. And a5 is on the way. a4, a5. And b7 will be always weak, and then I will be able to bring my king closer. And then takes, and then just... If knight takes on e3, I think my position is very good. So you cannot do that, I think. But what do you do? I bring my king closer. King f1. There is no b5. There is no b6. I still take you. Oh, you're trying to go here, which is smart, but I play f4. Stopping any fun you could have. f4. Knight takes e3. F takes e3 and e5 just takes and I don't care. If here I just take and then takes and push f4. And this is a passed pawn, also this one is defended. Also I have a lot of pressure here. You probably have to push here, eh? You go here. But what is this? Now this pawn is also weak for the end of the life. Bishop a5? My bishop is bad, but I cannot lose this. I can't imagine losing this. Knight f6 is a move. But I go here. and you go here. But when you go here, I just play f3. Also here I just play f3, stopping any fine. And then I could just reroute the bishop maybe here. That's what. If I can get my bishop somehow to d6, it would be amazing. But it is kind of slightly impossible, yeah, for now. Should I play f3? Not yet. King d3, just improving my position. Here I... Also, your rooks are very passive. Bishop a5. Bishop d2. Also, this pawn is weak, yeah. Maybe king f3 was the correct option, not king d3. We will see. I have 10 minutes left, so... Also, bishop here, here, here and here wins the pawn, yeah? But this takes 4 moves and also f4 is hanging, so... Bishop d2 now. King e2 and king f3 maybe. A4, a5 just loses. I mean, not loses, but I don't have winning chances there because my bishop is too... Bishop a5 is now probably a legit idea. You go here, what's your idea? G5? G5, I just take it. Let's go here, perhaps. King f3. G5, I take you. And then I'm probably just completely winning. H6. H4. I mean, your knight looks very good, but it has no future because... I mean, perhaps I could lose this, but I don't know how just yet. You play b5. Which is probably the move I should be scared the most here. I just take. What's the idea? Let me think. The idea is probably to push, to go here. And I go here. No, that doesn't work. Takes, go here. But this is a passed pawn now and a4 is threatened. So why not just king f3 and a4? If you push, I take. Well, that's probably what my opponent have missed. King f3, c6 and take here. I don't take en passant. En passant is not forced. Usually it is. I'm just kidding, but it's not. Not in this case, because now I'm threatening a4. Takes here. a4 here, I just take you. Oh, maybe that's what I also missed. The rook d8. a4 still. Wait, he just blundered him. Bishop a5. Isn't bishop a5 just winning? Wait, what? You cannot play knight b6, I take you still. Bishop a5. I expect resignation here. You don't resign just yet, but it is pretty bad. You're threatening to go here. King here. Knight check, I go back and you go back. That doesn't work. Rook d1 also is probably just fine. e5 I take, f takes on e5, g5 take you, also a4, a4 b4, I kinda need to create some open lines for my rooks. Also, a5, a4, b4, a5. I go here and sack my rook. Should be winning, yeah? With my best pawns here. You go back, I go a4. Maybe here instead of rook d1, just a4 takes here. But okay, 95. Just rook b1 back, yeah? Are you threatening anything? Not really. You will go back and then I will play a4 probably. Probably that's what will happen. a4. If rook takes... Oh, then the... No, I just blundered. Here, a4. You just take. And this... Yeah, but this is a mistake because you're not defending b5, yeah? a4 takes. I have the same amount of pawns. This one is passed. I'm coming in with the rook. I don't want to lose this pawn, so maybe rook b4. Knight c6. But he's coming to c6 anyway. So why not just a4? If takes, I go here probably. No, if takes, just here. Knight c6, I go here. Knight takes, I go here. Here, I go here. There is no fork. I think you take, but I go here, yeah. Knight c6, I take and a6. No, you shouldn't take here. Not like this, you should take this pawn. This is check, but I don't care. I go maybe to g2 even. Knight e2 though. Knight e2. I think I should be winning. Oh, rook c5. Wait. What about rook d1 here? Wait, rook d1. Is it winning? Yes, it is. Rook d1 just wins the game. If e5 I take, king takes and I sack the rook. I push. And make a queen. Because this is just pure pin. There is no check. You cannot defend the rook. Oh, you can. You can just move the knight, but then I simply take and I take on a6. You could play knight b5, I take and take here and push the pawn and win the game. But if you play e5 when... Well, king and pawn endgame is just lost, so... I think I should be able to win this now. I think I should be able to win this now. There is 90... Oh, there is 92. No, there is not, because if you go here, I take you. You play knight b3. Okay, you are attacking here. But this is check, yeah? I take. This is check. How to win this? Here. I'm up 2 pawns, yeah? So let's see. Here, he takes, I take. Win this pawn. Should be winning. Here should be winning, but d4 happens. I go here. Should be winning. Rook d5, knight c5, I take. Knight b3 was actually a very good move here. I go. Where do I go? Even this should be. If I win this pawn like this, should be winning. But now we are threatening to take more than that. So I go here. Rook, king e6, I go there. We check here. Pick up here. We push, I go still back. d2. I must bring my king slightly closer. Wait, c6, what happens? c6, d3, here, here. I couldn't just go here. How do you stop me? You don't, yeah? g5, c7, takes, yeah. No, now this is just lost, yeah. I don't think you can stop me. I just push. c7, d2, I go here. Stopping you. And promote the pawn. c8 equals queen should be game over. I think. I mean, I could just take here and make a queen then. c8 equals queen. Come on, resign. He resigns. GG. GG to my opponent. Let's game review the game. We'll see how accurately we both played. I think it was pretty great game. So yes, I played with 91% accuracy. My opponent played with 84, but he made a brilliant move. So that is also something, yeah. So let's see. e4 was played. I played d4 for the first move. c5, c3, and d5 was played. This is the Alapin Sicilian. This is the barman defense. E takes on d5, queen takes, and d4. Usually you play knight f6 after knight f3, e6, knight a3. Trying to play here is an idea. My opponent took the pawn here. I took back, and knight c6 was played. Now knight f3 is the only move, because if I were to play knight c3, just queen takes here, queen takes, knight takes, bishop d3 for example, stopping knight c2, but okay, it doesn't quite matter. I played knight f3, which is the best move, bishop g4, and here there are two options. Either you play bishop e2 here, which is something I played, or you could play knight c3. Knight c3 is also fine. You need to take here, and if you take the queen, bishop takes d1, you play knight c7, you win the rook in the corner, but after bishop g4, I mean, how do you stop everything? Bishop c4 is apparently the best move, going here as well, but this is just weird, yeah? Castles, knight c2. I mean, I don't know these positions, yeah, so I don't like to play them. But after bishop g4, simply bishop e2 doesn't go into any of these, because if you take here and then take here, well, I take you with check and then I pick up your queen and win the game. So bishop e2, e6 was fine. Knight c3, bishop b4, pinning me because, yes, well, I just castled. Now queen a5 was the best move, but my opponent played queen d7, which was a mistake. It was a mistake because of d5 actually. I didn't even look into this direction, excuse me. Why is d5 the best move? Well, you need to see that this is an isolated queen pawn and he has no pawns on c line or on the e line, and when you play with the IQP, you should try to push it, and in this position this just works, yeah. Knight g7, the best move here. Knight takes, queen takes for example. No, now there is knight e5, but if you take back with the bishop here, for example, this is just fine for white. You see this plus 0.8. You have the open lines, you are already castled, your opponent is not, a3 on the way, bishop d2 for example, you are just better. I played bishop e3 because I thought I need to defend the pawn, because if I play like rook e1 for example, just bishop takes, and knight takes. I mean, that's pretty bad. I have bishop b7, because if queen takes, just queen takes here. But yes, I mean, I thought I need to defend the pawn, which was quite true. Bishop e3 is okay, but d5 was just better, yeah. Bishop e3, okay, knight f6 and h3, bishop h5, and rook c1. Castles, queen a4 was played, I thought here for a little bit. Queen b3 was also on my radar, but I thought queen a4 was slightly better. He took, I took back with the c-pawn. A6 was played, which kinda surprised me. I don't understand the idea behind this move. I played rook fd1, he took, and now pretty much only move in the position is to play knight e5. It is actually a very good move. I missed it, if I'm completely honest. Knight e5 is very good, but simply queen takes, knight takes on f3, g takes on f3, and why you have to take on f3 first, because if you go do something like that, not only the pawn is hanging here, but I mean I have the two bishops, which should just win the game on the spot. So yes, taking with check is fine here, and then taking back. I played c4 here because I thought I cannot allow b5, which is kind of true. This was good move, rook ac8, and I played c5. I was thinking about b6 here for my opponent, but I thought just c6 here. That's not quite true, but okay. I mean, bishop f4 going here perhaps. But okay, he played knight f6, I played rook b1 here, rook c7, and rook b3. Knight d5 only move, rook b1 and rook b8. Now I cannot play here because knight takes, of course. So king f1, I started to bring my king closer. Here f6 was played, trying to play e5. I played f4, which was slightly bad, I think, because now my bishop is really a big fat pawn here. On e3 it's not doing anything. He played f5, which was kind of weird for me as well, giving away this square and not trying to push e5, but okay. King e2 here, king d3 was the best move. Maybe king f3 here was slightly better, but okay, king d3 by the computer is fine. Bishop d2, king f6, king a2, b5, king f3, and here b5. Yes, b5. If I take here, I think black is just okay here, and then you pick up the pawn. If I play bishop a5, just here, and if I go here, just here. I didn't think this was pretty good, so I played king f3, b5, not b5, excuse me, b5, king f3, and here he played the move rook bd8, which of course just loses after bishop a5. Of course, pinning and forking the rooks actually. Rook d7 I took, knight takes, rook d1. Here I didn't know how to react, but a4 was played by me, and a4 allowed rook takes on d4, but I thought this was perfectly okay for me, this endgame. I mean, of course I should be just fine, knight d5 perhaps. I could just push here. I could also play like something else, maybe rook g1, rook here and pick up this pawn. But apparently that was pretty good for black, but he took b takes on a4 and he lost the game here. Because this is just lost. Knight takes, king g2, here I mean just rook d1. If you play e5 here, very important nuance, because if you defend the knight, I just take, king takes and just sack the rook. And of course you cannot stop my pawn. And if you push a5, I am way too ahead of you in this race. So knight b3 was played, takes, and takes with check so that c5 doesn't fall. Anyway, king e7, here if you take here, I just take here and pick up this pawn. I thought this was pretty much winning. So after rook d6, d4, here defending and attacking this, king e6, I have a very important check here. Also wait, c6 was a possibility here. If takes, I just push c7, and then this pawn kinda becomes pretty dangerous. Rook e5, king f6, just c6, and that's game over. This 3 c7 here, I could make a queen actually, but I didn't want to, because if queen here, oh, this is just checkmate, queen f5. Oh, I forgot about that. That would probably just be fine as well, yes. But I played rook d5, stopping. I took here and make a queen, and here my opponent resigned. So it was pretty good game. I played with 91% accuracy. I'm pretty proud of that. If you have anything to tell me, please let me know in the comments below. I will be reading and answering all of your comments. And if you like the video, please consider subscribing. It would really help me out. And see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.